A two-week road trip. The Toledo Mud Hens are back home this week to take on the Columbus Clippers, and we're joined now in studio by Matt Melzek, the voice of the Hens. And Matt, we were just talking about football earlier in the show, and the Mud Hens put up a football-like score on Saturday, 24 runs in that win over Iowa. The offense has been humming this past week against the Cubs.
Yeah, they found the Iowa very comfortable for the Toledo Mud Hens hitters. No doubt about that. Even the close games that were low scoring, you had Mark Leiter with 14 strikeouts. Iowa, they're a transition team right now. You can see it with the Cubs. Most of the really good Iowa players are now playing with Chicago for the Cubs after the trade deadline. Certainly that helps. You're seeing a lot of AA guys, some single A guys getting their feet wet at AAA baseball, and the Hens are a machine right now. All the way down that lineup. It doesn't matter who you're talking about, they can produce. I mean, they're not even getting a ton right now out of Aderlin Rodriguez, who's been their leader all year, and they're still putting up numbers like they did, Mark. So this is just such a loaded lineup, top to bottom. There just really isn't an easy out most nights when Tom Prince puts that lineup card together.
Hens are home this week. It's a little weird to be saying that because we're in mid-September, but because of a variety of reasons. We got regular season games now to September. The old International League schedule of getting over on Labor Day weekend, that's out the window. So we got regular season games this week, and then you've got the stretch drive as well. I think there may be some confusion about what the postseason is like for the AAA this year because there is no playoffs, but they are going to have some more games once the regular season is over.
Yeah, I think one thing they wanted to do, especially in this year with losing out on April, is I think they wanted to have all the AAA teams playing up until the end of the Major League Baseball regular season, which is October 3rd. So when you look at our schedule and how they match that up, our regular season, quote-unquote, will end this Sunday. And obviously the Mud Hens are in the driver's seat right now to win the Midwest Division. Basically, they win 4 out of the 6 games. They can't be caught by Omaha, which is a great thing. So they could win that division this week, but you're right, Mark. You've got the 10 extra games added on. And the way Major League Baseball looked at it, maybe this is how they might look at it every year, depending on how this goes. But they decided to do basically a round robin, 10 games. Everybody plays 5 on the road, 5 at home. And in Toledo's case, it's 5 at Louisville, then home for 5 against St. Paul, and just take the team that ends up with the best win percentage in that short kind of sprint, so to speak, over 2 weeks and see how teams do. But the idea is to get everyone to play all the way up until the regular season. There's not the huge September call-ups anymore. The Tigers can't take 10 guys and be looking at them at the Major League level. So this gives those guys an opportunity to play. If they get a rash of injuries the last 2 weeks, they're not pulling somebody out that's already gone home. Maybe they're in California and they got to fly them back, or they've gone back to Puerto Rico and they got to get here. There's so many things that happen in the last couple of weeks of a season. You never know when you're going to need players. That's why I think this is key and why MLB decided to do a system like this one.
All right, thank you very much, Matt. As you mentioned, the Hens, a 3-game lead in first place. So if they take 4 out of 6 from the Clippers, they can wrap up the regular season crown and at the very least be able to fly a banner next year saying the 2021 AAA East Midwest Division champions.